Hard work, the sacred cow of success, the golden mantra, the thing every motivational guru screams at you with veins popping out of their forehead. Just grind, bro. Work 18 hours a day. Sleep is for the weak. Right. Because if you're not on the verge of a mental breakdown while chugging your fifth energy drink of the day, are you even trying? Let me ask you something. If hard work is so magical, why are the people working the hardest often the ones struggling the most? Seriously, think about it. The janitor pulling double shifts, the nurse who hasn't seen sunlight in 3 days, the delivery guy hustling through traffic like he's in Fast and Furious, minimum wage drift. These people are working hard. And yet, spoiler alert, they're not all driving Lambos or vacationing in the Maldives, because here's the ugly truth nobody wants to say out loud. Hard work is massively, grossly, painfully overrated. There, I said it. Take a deep breath, let it sink in. Now, before your inner hustle culture kicks in and tries to cancel me, listen up. I'm not saying hard work has no value. I'm saying it's just one part of the equation and not even the most important one. Because the reality is this: hard work without leverage is just effort. Painful, exhausting, unscalable effort. Let me paint a picture. Imagine two people. Person A is digging a hole with a spoon. Person B has a bulldozer. Person A works 10 hours a day. Person B works for 30 minutes, takes a break, eats a sandwich, comes back, and finishes the job in half the time. Now tell me, who's the genius? Exactly. But here's the wild part. Society celebrates person A. Look at that work ethic, that determination, that grit. Meanwhile, person B is labeled as lucky or privileged or just gaming the system. But maybe person B isn't lucky. Maybe they're just smart enough to realize spoons aren't the best tool for excavation. We've been sold a lie, my friend. The lie that if you just hustle hard enough, you'll eventually make it. Like there's a magical success fairy waiting to reward you for burning out. But success doesn't work like that. It's not a time-based achievement. It's a leverage-based one. And if you don't understand leverage, you're gonna spend your life sprinting on a treadmill that's going nowhere, sweating buckets, getting nowhere, dying inside. But hey, your LinkedIn bio will say hardworking and passionate, so there's that. Let's go back a bit. Why are we like this? Why do we worship struggle like it's a character trait? Blame history. Back in the Industrial Revolution, hard work was literally the only thing people had. No tech, no automation, no AI, no Notion templates, just your body, your tools, and your ability to survive 18-hour shifts without dying. So companies, governments, and even schools started glorifying labor. Not because it was noble, but because it was profitable. The more you worked, the more they earned. So they made up cute little phrases like, early bird gets the worm, and there's no substitute for hard work, and my personal favorite, sleep is for the weak. Okay, but have you met science? Because the weak ones are the ones who don't sleep. Literally, they get sick, they lose brain function, they hallucinate and start arguing with toasters. But sure, grind harder, champ. Fast forward to now, and we're still stuck in that outdated mindset. Except now, the factories are digital, the tools are apps, the bosses are algorithms, and we're still treating life like a factory job. Only now we're competing against people who figured out that maybe the goal isn't to work like a machine, but to build one. This is where the magic word comes in: leverage. Leverage is what separates the exhausted from the successful. It's what turns effort into exponential results. It's the difference between trading your time and multiplying your time. Let me break this down. There are 4 kinds of leverage. 1. Time leverage. This is basic delegation. If you're doing everything yourself, you're doing it wrong. Outsource, automate, use tools that do the work for you. Because your time isn't just valuable, it's finite. You can always make more money. You can't make more you. 2. People leverage. Build teams. Collaborate. Pay others to do what you suck at. Jeff Bezos didn't pack every Amazon box himself. He built a system. You don't have to do everything. You just have to make sure everything gets done. 3. Skill leverage. Learn high leverage skills like storytelling, coding, design, sales, copywriting. These are the tools of modern builders. One well-written email can generate $10,000. One video can go viral and bring you 100,000 fans. One idea can become a business. Hard work can't do that. Skill can. 4. Product leverage. Create things that scale. Write a book, make a course, build an app, launch a podcast. Anything that works while you sleep. If your income stops when you stop working, you don't have a business. You have a job with a fancy logo. Here's the truth. You don't need to be the hardest worker in the room. You need to be the most strategic one. Think of people like Tim Ferriss. He wrote The 4-Hour Workweek and hasn't looked stressed since 2008. Or Naval Ravikant. He preaches leverage, ownership, and productizing yourself. They don't glorify exhaustion. They optimize for freedom. Meanwhile, hustle culture bros are on Instagram, filming themselves waking up at 4 a.m. like it's a personality trait. Rise and grind, they scream, as if sleep is the enemy. Buddy, it's not a grind, it's a cry for help. And let's be real, half of them are just tired and angry because they haven't had a carb since 2006. Here's a better idea. Instead of waking up at 4 a.m. to answer emails and meditate with a rock on your head, how about you figure out what actually moves the needle in your life? Ask yourself, what's the one thing I could do today that would make everything else easier or unnecessary? Then go do that, not the 52-tab to-do list. Not the busy work that makes you feel productive. The thing that actually gets you results. That's not laziness. That's efficiency. That's clarity. That's leverage. Want to know something funny? Bill Gates once said, "I choose a lazy person to do a hard job because a lazy person will find an easy way to do it." You know what that means? Strategic laziness is a superpower. It's not about being unproductive. It's about refusing to suffer unnecessarily. The truly smart people aren't killing themselves to get ahead. They're building systems. They're choosing leverage over labor. They're designing their lives instead of reacting to them. And guess what? You can too. But first, you have to let go of the lie. The lie that hard work is the answer to everything. Because in reality, hard work without direction is just noise. Hard work without leverage is just glorified struggle. Hard work without a plan is just a slow road to burnout. So the next time someone tells you, you just gotta hustle harder, look them dead in the eye and say, or I could just use my brain. Then sit back, automate something, and enjoy your sandwich. Because you're not lazy, you're leveraged. And that's the real flex.